In today's video, we're going to explore a common oversight in Roth IRA planning that could mean missing out on valuable tax opportunities in retirement. After reviewing hundreds of retirement plans, we've seen how an overemphasis on Roth accounts, while they might be well-intentioned, can actually sometimes limit your flexibility and reduce your overall tax efficiency. And that's why today I'll walk you through how too much in your Roth accounts can have some unintended consequences, the tax diversification strategy that helps maximize your benefits, and how to find the right balance between the different account types for that long-term success. So let's get started. So you hear a lot of financial people tell you to convert everything you can into Roth accounts so that you can enjoy tax-free withdrawals in retirement. And on the surface, that sounds great. Who doesn't want to never pay taxes ever again? But here's the part that doesn't get talked about enough. Going Roth-only can actually take away some valuable tax benefits that you could otherwise use in retirement. You see, the real goal isn't to eliminate taxes altogether. It's to structure your accounts in a way that gives you the flexibility that you want year after year. Because without that balance, you may end up with a tax situation that looks good on paper, but it leaves money on the table in reality. The problem is that some of your most valuable tax benefits in retirement actually require you to have some taxable income to take advantage of them. So if all of your withdrawals are tax-free, then you may unintentionally lock yourself out of the deductions and the credits that could put more money back into your pocket. Too often, financial advice focuses on the idea of paying zero taxes as the ultimate win. But that's not the full picture. The real win is in making the tax code work with you in every way possible. When your strategy is built around eliminating taxes at all costs, you can miss out on opportunities that would have lowered your lifetime tax bill and improved your overall financial flexibility. So understanding the Roth-only trap is important, but the charitable giving disadvantage can be even bigger missed opportunities if you're into charitable giving. Many retirees don't realize that a lot of valuable tax credits are non-refundable. And what that means is that you have to have taxable income to use them. So if your income in retirement is entirely tax-free, then those credits simply slip through the cracks and they never get used. And it's not just the current credits. Future tax law changes could add new opportunities that 100% Roth-only retirees won't be able to access. So whether it's medical expense credits, energy improvement incentives, or other targeted benefits, having zero taxable income can shut the door on the opportunity completely. So over a retirement that could last decades, those missed opportunities, they can add up to a significant amount of missed opportunities. Tax laws aren't static. They change constantly. And when new credits are introduced, they often require taxable income to qualify. The reality is that the tax code tends to reward people who have some sort of taxable income, not those that have no taxable income at all. So these Roth-only retirees, they don't have the flexibility to adapt when these changes happen, which means they can't easily take advantage of new opportunities. So over time, that lack of flexibility, it can really take a plan that once made perfect sense and it could turn it into something that just doesn't work the way you need it to anymore. So now that you see how this Roth pitfall works, if you want to, you can take the next step and you can watch my free training video. Just click the link in the description below and I'll show you how to optimize your retirement strategy as a whole, no matter what your current situation looks like. So be sure to check that out if you want to. The most tax efficient retirements usually come from having some balance, not by putting all of your eggs into one basket, right? Keeping a mix of traditional Roth and taxable accounts. What you do is you end up giving yourself that maximum flexibility when it comes to planning each year's income. This 3-bucket approach, as it's often talked about, can let you choose exactly where you pull from so you can stay in a lower tax bracket while still getting the most out of your benefits. It also opens the door to tax opportunities that simply aren't available if all of your money is in Roth accounts. Tax diversification gives you the kind of flexibility that single account strategies just can't match, because it allows you to adjust your withdrawals as the tax laws change or as your personal circumstances change. And I like this flexibility because it allows you to dial your taxable income up or down each year to take advantage of deductions, credits, and charitable giving strategies that make the most sense. So instead of simply trying to avoid taxes, this approach turns tax planning into a tool that you can actively use to create more opportunities and keep more of what you've earned. So tax diversification, it gives you powerful advantages, but it's the way you implement it that determines whether you actually capture those benefits without paying more taxes than necessary. So when we're first beginning financial planning with a new family, one of the first things that we do is we look at where they stand today, how their retirement savings are split between traditional, Roth, and taxable accounts. And that's the first step to building the right tax diversification strategy. And from there, you can figure out your target mix based on your expected spending in retirement, which gives you some clarity on how much you should hold in each type. Often, the most efficient way to get there is just through some partial Roth conversions. So if you spread that out over several years, you can shift your balance without triggering big tax spikes. It's this kind of methodical approach that keeps your plan tax efficient while helping you to avoid that Roth-only trap. The key to keeping your tax diversification strategy working for you is really making it an ongoing process. So annual tax planning gives you the chance to adjust as the laws change or as your own circumstances may evolve over time. So if you maintain some flexibility between account types, what you're doing is you're creating options that a single account approach just can't offer. You can also be strategic about charitable giving. So for example, taking some donations directly from a traditional IRA through a qualified charitable distribution, it can keep that withdrawal from counting as taxable income, and it can help you to stay in a lower tax bracket. And in other years, gifting appreciated stock from a taxable account can allow you to avoid capital gains taxes entirely. So when you handle it this way, tax planning stops being about just avoiding taxes, and it starts becoming a way to steadily improve your financial position year after year in retirement. So now that you've seen why tax diversification is essential for retirement success, let's take a look at how you can implement this advice into your own retirement plan. So think about your retirement tax roadmap as an annual exercise that's guided by a long-term vision. So each year you set income targets, and those income targets strike the right balance between minimizing taxes and maximizing the lifestyle that you want. But then you coordinate that with all of your income sources, Social Security, pensions, and withdrawals from your other account types. So that way they're working together. They're creating tax synergies instead of unexpected costs. And always keep the big picture in mind, because a move that maybe saves you a little bit of money this year could end up costing you a lot more money down the road if it doesn't fit your long-term plan. We have found that your retirement tax roadmap works best if you revisit it regularly so that you can adapt to changes in the tax laws or the shifts in your personal situation. Now, in personal practice, we look at it every spring and sometimes in the fall. You want to maintain that flexibility between the traditional, the Roth, and the taxable accounts, giving yourself some options so you can capture new credits or deductions or maybe some planning opportunities as they arise. You want to partner with tax professionals who specialize in retirement strategies to ensure nothing important is going to slip through the cracks. I found that when you approach it this way, taxes, they're not as much of a chore as they used to be, and they're maybe even more viewed as a powerful tool that you can use to protect and even grow your retirement wealth. Now you know how to avoid the Roth-only trap and why balancing your account types can open the door to more tax opportunities during your entire retirement. So if you keep the right mix of accounts, you have an annual plan guided by a long-term vision, and you've got the flexibility to adjust as the tax laws change, then you can turn taxes from something that you react to into something that you actively control. If you want to see exactly how to apply this to your own situation, watch my free training by clicking the link in the description below, and that video will show you how we help people to retire with calmness and clarity. I'll see you in the next video.